All right, let's talk about K-9 resorts. First off, what makes K-9 resorts unique compared to so many other doggy daycare places in the industry?
So I'm going to give you the short answer and then the long answer. The short answer, and this goes to everything we believe in, we're doing it right. And what do I mean by that? We've designed the facility so that we want to figure out, what the dogs really enjoy when they have to be away from their parents and what do they not like. And we said, first off, we're only going to do boarding and daycare. Those are the two services that we offer. We're not going to do any veterinary care. We're not going to do full grooming, although we do offer bathing services. And we're going to build a place where dogs, are just happy. So we have cage-free rooms. We have doggy daycare, so social dogs can run around inside and outside to play with their friends and exercise and stretch their legs. We're going to make sure the facilities are so clean, and we use the best materials in order to do that. So epoxy floors that have microban built in, surfaces on the wall, tile, so that we can scrub them and disinfect them and clean them. Only the best disinfectants. And last but certainly not least, medical grade HVAC systems so that we keep the place fresh and clean.
Wow. And that's, as a former dog owner, unfortunately, my dog passed late last year. We want to feel confident as a dog parent to know that our dog's having a great time and that he or she is safe, right?
Absolutely. 100%. That's what our clients want. They want peace of mind. They want to know that if they're going away on vacation, having fun with the family, that their other family member, their dog, is also having fun.
You are really in the peace of mind business, not the doggy business.
And the health and wellness, right? We want to make sure that dogs return home safe, even if they participate in daycare, and healthy. And that's kind of the misconception with a lot of boarding facilities out there. I'm going to drop my dog off. They're not going to be happy. They're going to come home, very upset and or hurt or sick. And it doesn't have to be that way. And we've proved that out with dozens of facilities across the country.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Jason, let's talk about the difference between when you guys started out and started franchising. So how long were you operating the business before you started the concept?
So K-9 Resorts was launched in 2005. We launched as a franchise in 11 and opened the first franchise in 13.
Okay, so share with us the franchise journey, because you guys were up and running for quite a long time then before you franchised.
Yeah, again, we wanted to do it right. So we spent a lot of time perfecting the model, writing out the operations manual, just making sure that we knew everything that we could possibly know before launching as a franchise. We also hired a consultant that was instrumental, SMB Franchise Advisors. And, we really listened to what we needed to know about franchising. And one of the earliest pieces of advice that I'll never forget is the fact that, our Steve Biegelman, the founder of that company, said, you guys, really should only franchise in your state and neighboring states in the beginning, so that your original top, first 10 franchise owners, you can ensure they're successful. You don't want to jump on planes and go across the country. And that was really great advice. So that's what we did in the beginning until we built out a management team to help us franchise and to provide more support. And then we launched and we started franchising across the country in 2016. So we franchised for 5 years and would only award franchises in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And that was a strategic move that turned out to be very successful.
I think that was great advice by Steve. And I met Steve years and years ago. He's a great guy. And I enjoyed chatting with him. I think that for fellow founders that are listening to this show that are thinking of, just trying to franchise their concept, they're sort of challenged, like whether I do the shotgun approach and I want to, expand throughout the country right away, or if I want to take this regional approach like you guys took. My personal opinion is I think it really comes down to the concept itself. If you're a unique concept to this franchise sector and you want to be first to market, and you feel that pressure where there's only so much runway before people are going to start copying you, you may have to go nationwide quicker. But for a concept like yours, where it's brick and mortar, you want to be able to get there, you want to be able to really have those systems and processes and be able to be close to those franchisees. Your way of doing it, your path was absolutely spot on. I think that was the absolutely right advice.
Thank you. Thank you. And I agree with you. And I think that for those people that are going to want to just go all over the country to start,
Mhm.
make sure it's your responsibility to make sure that you have enough support on your corporate office to help these individuals, right? If you're going to
Yeah.
do that, that's fine. You can do it. But for us, we over support our franchisees, and we really mean that. We have 34 open locations today
Mhm.
between our corporate office, our corporate locations and franchises. And we have over 20 people at the corporate office to help those individuals. That ratio is unheard of in franchising,
Sure.
but we do it because we must ensure that every franchise owner is successful.
Yes, I think that is fantastic that you guys have done that. The other thing that you guys have done that other franchisors may not have taken that huge step is establishing those company-owned locations, right? So you'll have seven corporately owned locations. And I understand that your brother Steven, he focuses on the company-owned. You focus on the franchise initiative, which again it's brilliant that you guys are doing that. I think that's a great strategy. Not everybody has that luxury of having a brother or sister that they would want to be in business with, let alone that you guys have figured out on how to navigate that.
It's true. It's very true. We're very fortunate. We're very blessed, and we really are the yin and yang to each other. So my brother is, the visionary, ideas, always revolutionizing the brand and the business. And I am the more focused, strategic, let's make sure that franchise owners are going to make money before we do that next idea that you have. And we really complement each other so well.
Oh my gosh, you do, for the very reason that you're in the right place, being you're the guy on the franchise side and he's on the company owned. So he can come out with all these wild ideas and nobody else is getting hurt by the collateral damage of his ideas. Where you being more strategic and systems and processes, you're really making sure the franchisees are not the guinea pigs.
Correct. He's testing everything. So we have great ideas that come from franchisees,
Absolutely.
directly from franchisees or from the Franchise Advisory Council that we've established years ago. And we always love hearing great ideas and debating what should be the next product or service for K-9. But before we launch that out to the franchise system and spend their dollars, we put our money where our mouth is. We test them at the company-owned locations and then make sure that they're perfect before they go out.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.